sun goes down on my side of town, the lonely feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue. There's a rundown mall off the railroad tracks, a table for two way in the back where I sit alone, think of losing you. I spend most every night beneath the light of a neon moon. Now if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for lonely to watch your broken dream dance in and out of a neon moon. I think of two young lovers running wild and free. I close my eyes, I sometimes see you in the shadows of the smoke-filled room. No telling how many tears I've sat here and cried, and how many lies that I have lied, telling my poor heart to come back someday. But I'll be alright as long as there's light from a neon moon. But if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for lonely to watch your broken dreams dance in and out of beams of a neon moon. The jukebox plays on train by train, where's every sad song seems to say what I think in this world. Inside of me it's never gonna end. Oh, but I'll be alright as long as there is light from the neon moon. Now if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely to watch your broken dreams dance in and out of the beams of a neon moon. Broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? All right, we got one by Brooks and Dunn today, 1991, Neon Moon. A nice simple song because we just got 3 chords. We like that. And in this particular case, it's actually 1 step higher. So if you'd want to play along with the original recording, capo at 2. Okay, so there is kind of a little guitar riff that's playing in the background most of the time. But we're just concentrating on the rhythm part here. It's a beautiful song, no question about that. So I'm just doing just a little bit of strumming to kind of get our way into the intro with a G chord, and I'm using the 4-finger chord, and then I'm using the C9, so I'm just moving these 2 fingers down for my C, and then for the D I'm using the D suspended 4, and I'm bringing this 1 finger over here, and then leaving these 2 fingers in the same spot. So here's what they sound like. G, C add 9, and then this D sustained 4. So always on a D chord, right? You're not strumming the big E, and you're not stringing no E, no A. We just want the D chord, the D, because that's your bass, and a D, right? And then on the C, we don't get the big one, so I'm hanging my thumb over the top, so I can't get that E, because the bass note is going to be the A string. And then of course for G, I take that off. All right, so those are your 3 chords. We got kind of a slow, medium, slow pace here. And so you can kind of do what you want at the beginning. I just decided to do. Now, I like to start, come on the up strum. And then back and forth between the C add 9 and the G. Now, to make it a little bit simpler, if you have a hard time moving those two fingers and being in, getting them in the right positions, then you can just move this finger here over one to kind of get the same effect. All right, so just something to add a little bit of rhythm when you're strumming chords for long periods of time, meaning multiple lines, you need to do something to give it just a little bit of rhythm. So that's an option for you. And we've got a chorus, and then we've got the 3 verses, and they're basically all the same, and then we've got one instrumental, and that's about it. So let's start in here with the first verse. We're going to be on that G chord. And I'm doing just a little bit of palm muting again to try to give it a little bit more rhythm. And so, again, this is a personal decision you make. How much of that do you want in there? Obviously, it gives it kind of a drum beat kind of feel. So we on that G. When the sun goes down on my side of town, and lonely fear comes to my door, and see the whole world turn. Little pause in the G4. Blue. Now at the end of those lines, it sounds kind of good to do. And the whole world turned. And you can hammer just this one string here too to give it a little bit of rhythm. So that would be, I'm in the C position, and I'm hammering then on the D string. All right, second part of the first verse. They could be short verses too, 3 lines each. There's a rundown bar across the railroad tracks, got a table for 2, way in the back where I sit alone and think of losing you, G. I spend D, or the D suspended 4, every night beneath the light of the G neon moon. And then sometimes I just bring these 2 fingers up on the G chord. So it's a little slight, the variation isn't as strong as it is when you go. That's very strong, right? If I just bring these 2 fingers up, you don't hear it as much, but you can tell there's just a little change in the rhythm. Okay, now we're going to go into the chorus. We're going to start on the G chord. Now if you see, lose your 1 and D, or D sus4, and there's C, room here for the D, lonely to watch your C, broken dreams dream in and out, and on out we got a D of the beams of a G neon moon. Okay, so we got one more verse, exactly the same thing, and then we have a, and maybe maybe the last verse is a little bit shorter, so it doesn't really matter. They're either one really long verse or you cut them in half, and because it kind of starts over. So the first 3 lines, and then the second 3 lines could be the beginning of the next verse, and then we end with an odd line, and that's the one I spend the night, D. Beneath the light of the G neon moon, that's line number 5. Okay, so pretty much the same thing for the second verse, and then there's a shortened verse at the end, so let's go through that again. basically the exact same pattern with the G. Jukebox plays on, drink by drink. The words to every sad song seem to say what I think. And this sea bird inside me, he ain't never gonna end G. Oh, and the last one. Oh, and I'll be alright as long as there's light in the neon moon. And then we do the chorus one more time, and then we end it. So basically, very straightforward song. Couple of verses, chorus, couple of verses, chorus, and then one more shorter verse, and then back to the chorus again. Then it fades out, actually, I think, at the end of the last line on the chorus. So that, that's pretty much it. Again, let's just try to see, there's not really a strumming pattern per se, other than there's a little bit of this movement. Let's see if we can get the pace down. When the sun goes down, my side of town, lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue. There's a rundown bar on the railroad tracks, not a table for two, way in the back where I sit alone, and I think of losing you. I spend most every night beneath the light of the neon moon. And the chorus I don't believe is any different on as far as the speed goes. Now if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely to watch your broken dreams dancing and out of the beams of the neon moon. All right, there you go. Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn, 1991. A great tune, a lovely, lovely, lovely chorus, and of course, a broken-hearted man with a song to sing. So I hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time.